Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure vehicle review. Today, we're going to look at the Ramen Toys 1/12 scale tanks. We have a traditional tank, kind of green one, called the Hunter, and then a sort of black tank called the Amphisbaena. I'm not familiar with that word. These tanks are going to be great. I'm thinking in my head, you could have Superman holding a tank above his head. I like to have that new general guy from the Monsters line with this tank, Sergeant Rock, and of course the green will be great for the Joes and the black one great for the Cobras. I have vans for these guys. Their vehicles are great quality. Hopefully the 1/12 scale figures that I want will fit inside. So let's take a look at the packaging. And these boxes are pretty large. Armored vehicles, Hunter. This is tank version number 1. There were several different options, I believe. Explosives. It's like a big crate holding the tank. Sort of claw mark on the back, I guess, for Wolverine. I don't know. The Hunter kind of got a Punisher type logo. And they have the second one, the darker tank. Crate, explosives, just like the other one. Little warning at the back. We have kind of a snake type Cobra logo. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, here are the tanks laid out in front of you with all the accessories. They don't really come with a lot of extra stuff. A couple antennas, extra cannon for the front. We have the Hunter tank, which is a more traditional military tank on the left, and the Amphisbaena on the right. And I think the regular one will be great for your Joes, and the other one will be great for your Cobras. It almost looks like it is meant for the Cobra team. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the tanks individually. We'll check out the measurements, action features, all that good stuff, and then we'll see which action figures fit inside. Hope you guys enjoy. Looking forward to this. There were accessory packs for each of the tanks. 2 different accessory packs, one with a giant bridge and one with some extra weapons and blast effects. But I didn't think I needed those. They were pretty pricey as is. So I just have these tanks, which can come in handy on a rainy day. So let's start off with the more traditional tank, the Hunter. So here's the Hunter tank. This has 4 removable parts. We have the cannon for the front, 2 antennas, and this last piece here, which I'm not really sure what the purpose is, but it magnetically attaches to the back. Let's go so the thing's hooked up and then check out the tank. And so there you have it, tank fully assembled. So let's take a look at it. So we have this large cannon, obviously, which you can remove at this point here. The cannon itself has articulation, goes up, and even down a little bit. We have the gun up top here, sort of little looking area, which has rotation. The entire top part will rotate. We have the 2 antennas here on the sides. I actually kind of think I prefer without the antennas, just one more thing to break off or take more space. The wheels look fantastic as these rubber tracks that actually move. Very, very well done. It's got these little sort of tow hooks, which really don't serve much purpose. Back, we have little lights, more towing hooks, I guess exhaust. That piece magnetically attaches here, and I guess it's to hold the cannon on the back if you want to. It seems kind of pointless. I'll probably keep this without this and the antenna pieces. The very bottom of the vehicle is pretty ordinary. It does have screw holes, so you could potentially take it apart if you want to. The inside parts of the wheels are pretty cool. So it's a nice looking tank. The surface is pretty flat, got some bolts in certain areas, but I imagine it's accurate to a tank in real life. The entire top part comes up so you can fit figures on the inside, and you can also fit a figure up top here. Control the gun, drive the tank, whatever you want. So far, so good. And here's a closer look at the hull or the metal of the tank. It's all pretty flat pieces, no texturing, which I imagine is pretty accurate to a tank in real life. Now let's check out the measurements of this thing, and then we'll check out the action features. So, the base of the tank stands about 17 inches long. And if you go to the gun, about 22.5 inches long. As far as how tall it is, it's near to the tallest point. Now the antenna is about 7.5 inches tall. And how wide is it? About 10.5 inches wide. Now let's check out the action features, and there are quite a few. So, like I said before, the cannon can go up, and you can hear how it's sort of ratcheted. You can go up a second time, and it can even go down one slot. And then of course we have this gun up top. It's a heavy machine gun. It's hinged. You can rotate. Then you have the little spot here to hold your figure. And inside you have a little seat there. Here's an example of a 6-inch Hasbro G.I. classified figure sitting in the seat, holding the gun. I'd say it works pretty damn well. As we go further back, we have these antennas, which I'm not a huge fan of. They come out pretty easily. We have this piece in the back, which I'm not 100% sure what the purpose is. It has a sort of magnet at the bottom, and it magnetically attaches here. It's hinged, so you could potentially have it up. And I took the cannon part, which it's clearly supposed to hold inside of there, and it may be for storage purposes, I don't know. On both the front and back, they have these little sort of towing pieces if you wanted to tow the tank or you had to. Now this one here is a lot larger and does not have this on front, but these smaller pieces, they come off really easily. And you don't really have a tow cable or anything, so maybe they're just there for accuracy purposes, but it doesn't really do much for the actual vehicle. Next, we have the wheels, which are very well done. You've got, 5 wheels there with a giant rubber track around them. It looks good. Functions very well. Each of the wheels move, and the tracking moves no problem. The wheels do a pretty good job of going over things. So as you can see, it's able to go on top of this little sort of mountain of books, no problem, and keep going. And then you have this top part of the tank. It has the ability to rotate, and you can actually remove it and put figures inside. If you want to remove it, you have to turn it all the way to one side, and then it lines up where you can pop it off. And on the inside here, a lot of it's white. You have 2 seats here, got handles, all kind of different controls, dashes, etc. It's very, very well done. Here's an example of the controls and the dash. I love the detailing. I didn't actually expect it to have anything on the inside, so pleasantly surprised by that. And then here are a couple of G.I. Joe figures sitting in the seats. They fit in pretty nicely. I'd say it's a better fit than the Ramen vans. But the real question is, can we fit the top with the figures actually inside? And the answer is yes. I put the top on. You can rotate around, no problem. And the guys are actually inside. So very well done there. This thing can accommodate up to 3 figures, 1 in the gun seat, and 2 on the inside. And we have this other piece here. This thing can actually come up, get removed, and to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure what it's for. Might be part of the bridge accessory or to attach it. Probably not something that's relevant to me with just the tank. But to tell you the truth, you can store some weapons or whatever you want in there. Not a lot of room, but a little bit at least. You also have this little lookout thing. It's supposed to be a guy inside of there, and you can kind of look out and see what's going on the outside. It rotates around. Now let's check it out next to some of their Joe vehicles. Here's this tank next to a couple of G.I. Joe, Hasbro, Jeeps. These are the Vamps. And here, next to the HasLab Dragonfly helicopter. And here, next to the Valiverse Vanguard vehicle. Next, with some Plan B Toys military Jeeps. These are 1/12 scale, older vehicles. Here's a look at this tank next to my cats Baby and Dana. And here comes Jonesy. And Pamela as well. He's still going on. Licensed tank driver, Jonesy the Orange. Typical orange behavior. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before. Here's his tank next to the Joe side AWE Striker. And here it is next to a custom bat tank from the Dark Knight Returns. And now check out the darker tank, the Amphisbaena. I may be saying that wrong. Never heard that term before in my life, although it seems to be a thing. Anyway, it's a Cobra tank. So it's done all black. The cannon is significantly different. It has some different features. So the basis thing seems to be the same, but we have this cannon here that has sort of a double barrel. It's going to hold 2 guys in the top seat here, and it doesn't have a gun. I think it should have actually 2 guns there. That'd be nice. It has the same kind of antennas. The colors are red and black, which are very similar to the HISS tank, and I think it's going to be perfect for your Cobra Army. This thing can go up, it can go down, just like the other one. Top can rotate, 2 figures here. The wheels, done in the exact same style, and very cool. I didn't mention this on the other tank, but it's on both of them. It has like shocks, you can sort of push it down. I like that. Very well done. The same sort of rubber gripping around the wheels there. Flat at the bottom, same sort of tow cables. Like I said, it's the same base, different paint job, different top and makes it seem completely different. And the color scheme is just perfect for the Cobras. And a closer look at the side of this thing, just like the other one, it's very flat, no texturing. You have, a few little sort of details here, like little bolts and that sort of stuff. For the most part, pretty plain, pretty bare, but that's how it would be if you were making a tank. The measurements are going to be exactly the same as the other tank. The action features are pretty much the same thing. So we got the wheels that go the same. You can rotate the top. You can put 2 figures on the inside. You can put 2 on the top here. The cannon goes up and down. It actually has the same kind of storage thing on the front here, which I assume is probably attached to the bridge or whatever. So it's pretty much the same thing, minus the gun, different top, but the color scheme is just fantastic for the Cobras. I love the fact that, I don't know if these were specifically made for the Hasbro GHOs, but that's damn sure what most people are going to get them for, and it's perfect to have 1 for each side. Here's like 2 Cobra Troopers sitting in the top of the tank, then 2 more Cobra Troopers inside the tank. And here would be a look at the dash on the inside of this tank. And now let's check it out next to some other Cobra vehicles. Here's the one I was most curious to check it out next to, and this is the HasLab Cobra Hiss tank. They're both Cobra tanks. They both share the same color schemes. They both look damn awesome. And here, next to a couple of Cobra 4WD Stingers. And finally, next to the HasLab Cobra Rattler. Here are the Ramen Toys vans, next to the Ramen Toys tanks. 2 home runs, and I'd say the tanks fit the 6-inch scale figures, at least the Hasbro ones, a little better than the vans do. Here's a huge epic battle between the Cobras and the Joes. Tons of Cobra Troopers surrounding the tank, and tons of Joes surrounding their tank. A closer look at Cobra Preender, pointing off against the General. It's about to go down. Here's the Cobra side, a whole battalion of Cobra Troopers, and then the Joe side, a bunch of characters that you're probably familiar with. Now to see which different action figure lines fit into these tanks. And it is aimed for 6-inch scale figures, so I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and then work my way larger. Here are some Jazzwares 40 figures, and they fit in the tanks, no problem. And then SH Figure Arts, they also fit in there just fine. And here are some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and as expected, they fit in these vehicles just fine, as they're pretty much the same scale as the Hasbro GHO Classified figures. And now, some Mafex figures in these vehicles, still cooking with magic, still fit just fine. Here are some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures, and it's getting tighter, but it kind of works. Clark Kent isn't quite articulated enough to sit properly. Black Canary's legs are going to be a little bit too long. Batman barely fits in the top there. We're hitting about the peak of what's going to fit inside of here. Here are some Mezco 112 collective figures. Similar issues. Batman barely fits into the top. And then Nightwing and Red Hood's legs are a little bit too long to fit in the seat properly. But it's fudgeable. And then some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And we have finally hit that point. It's just simply not going to work. Other action figure lines I would potentially try, but I'm definitely not going to fit, would be Mattel wrestling figures, NECA figures, DC Direct, Diamond Select, McFarlane, and Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. Those guys are going to be too big for the tanks, at least to fit inside. They'll still work, sort of from the outside as background characters and sort of. So overall, I'd say these are some really cool tanks. I think I prefer the Hunter tank as it's more of a traditional military looking tank, but they absolutely got the color scheme right for the other tank. It's great for the Cobra Army. It looks great next to his tanks. They fit all the 6-inch action figures that I collect just fine. I love the wheels. I love the shocks. I'm very, very pleased with these things. I'm happy they fit the Hasbro figures better than the vans did. That was kind of a disappointment. They just barely fit in there. Their heads scrape the top, etc. If I were to rate these things, I'd probably give the Hunter tank probably like a 7.5 out of 10. And then the other one, maybe a 6.5. I think the Hunter tank is going to be a lot more useful as it's something that's used in sort of real world scenarios. The other one, not quite so much. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and action figure vehicle reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.